Alright, so let's trade the Betfair pre-race horse markets. I make these videos here to illustrate one key point. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to learn the basics. You have to understand why you're making mistakes. You have to understand why the markets are moving against you. And you have to start with small stakes. Because if you cannot trade profitably with £2 stakes or £10 stakes, you will never be able to trade with £50 stakes or £100 stakes. So if you're a beginner, you have to start small and you have to understand how and why the market moves, all right? So I trade live, so I do hum and haw, and I do miss certain opportunities because trading live and recording and talking to you is difficult, okay? But I do my best to try and illustrate to you why the market moves and how it moves, okay? So we'll jump in now and do some trading. All right, so here we go. Once again, it's a short price favorite. It's a clear favorite, and there's only one other horse that is in contention, as you can see. I know 30 minutes to go already, and that's a lot of time. I can't really tell what's going to happen here, but I reckon the chances are this is just gonna, it will probably settle down back on the 1.6 before the off. It'll probably just go up and down a little bit. So I'm quite happy to scalp here. And the same goes for the second favorite here. I'll just scalp it up and down as the price moves. Let's jump in there. See if that gets taken. Yeah, it was taken pretty much, so I'll just jump in there as well, scalp it off. Because at this point here, these ones can be tricky because it is literally just these two horses. All the other ones here don't really play a part in this because they have such a low volume. So I will just keep an eye out on the amount of money coming in for these two horses, and then just play by ear and see how it goes. So you can see it's all being matched so far, which is good. See, the favourite is starting to come in a bit. And these types of races can be quite boring, just because there's not much happening. And I'll put in a few more scalps along here. And again, I'm going to work on the assumption here that this is going to be a fairly flat market. It's just going to meander up and down between these price points here. Again, this is just my gut feeling based on what I'm seeing. It's not set in stone. It's not one of those things. I'm just going by what I'm seeing right now, and basing this on my experience and of what I feel is the most likely thing that's going to happen right now. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So like I said, for now I'll just pop in a few trades here and just keep scalping this short traded range they have here. And I'll probably pause the video here now because this is going to get quite boring, because there isn't going to be much activity here at all until sort of the 5-minute mark. So I'll pause the video here. I'll come back in a minute. So here we go. It's approaching the 5-minute mark, and as you can see, like I said, it's been going up and down, slowly but surely, up and down, and I've been scalping in and out, just like I did before. Nothing extreme, nothing crazy. But now that we're entering the 5-minute mark, I am just going to scratch these positions here because, given the short price nature of this favorite here, if it goes on the drift or if it comes in, it will happen pretty quick. That's normally what happens anyway. So I'm just going to get out of these trades here and just basically get ready for some kind of move, and we'll see what happens here. So you can see now straight away, the activity starts to pick up. And we'll see if there's any kind of drastic move that appears. I would be expecting, yeah, for me personally right now, looking at this, I feel the favorite is going to drift out. Okay, but that's just purely speculation. Okay, but I'm not going to back that up with money on anything yet. But we'll just see how this plays out. So like I said, I'll just pause the video now. I'll come back when something happens. Yeah, so you can see that the favorite is starting to drift. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here with a £100 stake on the lay side of the favorite. Now I'm going to put my stop loss right here. Okay. I'm doing this also because there was a huge lay stake that came in of like £20,000, and that's out of proportion of all other stakes that come in, and that can usually initiate a longer term move on a horse like this. So I'm quite happy to enter there with a £100 stake. Now bear in mind, with a short priced favourite like this, that £100, the liability is much smaller, and that's why I'm quite comfortable doing that. So I'll put in a few exit points here, just to give myself a bit of breathing space if it goes in my favour. But given the situation here, if it hits the stop loss here of £4, that's okay, because I've already got a small profit on the second horse here, so I'm only losing £1 roughly if that happens. So I'm quite happy to let this play out. I'm quite happy to just sit here and wait and to see how this matures. But as I said, with only 2 minutes left, I need to manage this position quite well. There's not a lot of money coming in the market. It's quite a slow-paced one, to be honest. But we'll see how this plays out here. And again, I'll probably just pause the video now, because I'm not going to trade anything else. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to sit here and wait and see if this comes to fruition. So you can see here now, it is about to hit my stop loss, and there it has. So I was wrong. Okay, again, not a big deal. So at this point, I need to try and minimize my loss, right? But because it's only £2.30. Okay, it's not a big deal. I called it, and I made a mistake. And if I make a mistake, I'll just move on and keep going, right? So, by this point here, you can see it's coming a fair bit here, and I will jump on the lay side again here, because I'm anticipating this to come up again and trickle back up again, because as people are now exiting their positions, because there was a lot of money come in there, and you can see that's exactly what's happening now, because a lot of money came in to the market, and people are trading and they have to get out, right? So that the price will go back up again. So now I'm down to 25 pence loss. And that sort of thing is quite common when in the last 30 seconds, if a horse gets backed in quite heavily, then obviously the price has to retract, because all the traders who back that in have to get their money out, and they can only do that by laying it. Now obviously in hindsight, I should have left that in a lot longer, because now I've been in a nice profit, but I'm quite happy just to be able to scratch off for a scratch, right? Because that's much better than losing. So at this point, I'll just scratch this off here, and hey presto, I've made no loss, or 15 pence loss. Okay, so you can see there, even though I made a mistake, I'm able to recover. Okay, and that is because of the way I read the market and the way I do it. You're not going to get it right every single time, but when you are able to just be totally relaxed, you do not get emotionally attached to a trade. You do not get emotionally involved. So if you do lose the money, you don't get pissed off and start over betting and start getting angry. You just reset and go back in the market and read it again and enter again. Because as long as you have a higher strike rate than you have a losing one, and you're able to manage your position, then that is totally cool, and you can keep trading all day long. Alright, so the horses are now going off, and I'm now going to jump on to the next race.